Alright guys, long time no see. Well, I've been riding my EX30 for a couple weeks now. I have just reached the 800 mile mark today, or just over 800 miles, I think. Um, but I know I haven't posted a video in a while, so I figured I would do my little 800 mile review here while I am sitting here charging. Um, Let me see. I'm charging way over there somewhere, over on the EV charges. I'm on a nice long ride today. I decided to go up all the way up through Bellingham, through Milford. I'm like just on the edge of Holliston right now charging. So I'm gonna head in kind of towards Boston and then head back. Trying to do, a little over 100 miles today is the goal. But yeah, so the EX30, right? I haven't done any content on this thing, and honestly, it's because I've been riding it too much. I've spent all my free time riding this thing. I love this wheel. Definitely a huge fan of the EX30. It's the exact upgrade of the EX20 that I'd always wanted. It's got balls. It really does. It just accelerates so fast. It's got so much torque, and that's a good thing and a bad thing because it does kind of chew the battery a little bit. Compared to the EX20, the range isn't quite as good. Let's see. Right now on this ride, I have done 42 miles and I'm at 41% battery. But my average speed's only like 19 miles an hour. So I topped out at 40, but yeah, nothing. The range isn't crazy on it. If anything, it's bad just because of the way you ride it. I end up riding it really hard in terms of accelerations, and that's really what's the most taxing on your battery consumption is hills and accelerations. Top speed itself isn't really that important when it comes to battery life. But what else? I put a coil shock in it. Love the coil shock. I don't know if there's a break-in period or not, but the more I ride it, the cushier it feels. At first, it was really stiff. It's still stiff, which I like because it kind of gives it like that hardtail feeling, but I get the benefits of having the suspension. It feels really good over smaller bumps, and it feels really good on big bumps. It's kind of the medium stuff that doesn't perform as well. But that's all right. I like it. I like it a lot. What else here? I've been tinkering with my own custom pads. I can show you those guys in another video once I actually get them perfected. I got a design done today I have on one side of the unicycle that I like. I'm going to print another one for the other side. But I still need to make fairings and stuff. Speaking of fairings, I've scraped up one of the battery boxes pretty good. So I got hit by a car the other day while I was riding down Providence. Of course, so I hate riding in the bike lane, right? I never ride in the bike lane. Every time I've almost gotten in an accident, it's been in the goddamn bike lane. So it was fairly early in the morning, probably 8, 9 o'clock. I went down to Cumberland Farms, got myself a nice coffee. And of course, didn't put my helmet on because I was planning on just drinking my coffee, doing 10 miles an hour in the bike lane. I'm sitting there and drinking it, coming up to a stoplight, and some kid and his girlfriend, they were right next to me. We were both stopped at the stoplight. I started going, he started going, and then next thing you know, he just fucking turned right into me. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. No blinker. It looked like he was going straight. He even said when he got out, he was like, "Oh shit, dude, oh my god, holy fuck, I thought I killed you." I mean, of course, I didn't have my helmet on because I was drinking my coffee. I get hit by a car, I don't have my helmet on, like an idiot. I had all my other gear on though, and because I was going so slow, I almost stopped. I almost didn't get hit. I just kind of basically glanced the car just enough to wipe out the machine, and I did hit the ground. But the machine survived pretty good, the EX30. It survived the crash well. The kickstand got mangled. The kickstand got all screwed up. I was able to rebend it back into shape, bend it back into position, so that was good. So that's working, but one of the battery boxes is all scraped up now. I haven't decided still if I'm going to buy a new battery box or not, or just cover it up. I kind of want to buy a new one because I'm a little worried about the structural integrity of it. The scrape's not that bad, but you never know. Weak in that one spot. But the battery box is like $150 for one box. It's a lot. It's a lot of money for one box. So I'm probably just going to cover it up with some TPU printed bumpers, some fairing, something like that. Yeah, but it held up well to the crash. Nothing else is wrong with it. Like I said, I bent the kickstand back in the position. Seems to be fine. The wheel is fast. It is a fast wheel, so it's really better to ride in the street anyway. I just ride right in the middle of the road with it. I just act like a car. It wants to go 35 miles an hour, and then you can zip up to 45 like nothing. I haven't taken it past 45 miles an hour. Speaking of, speed and distance correction on this wheel is pretty dramatic. I think I'm at 9% on each to get it to GPS accurate. So almost a full 10% off. So whatever the wheel reports like it's got good range, but the range, once you actually correct it to GPS, it's not that great. Granted, again, it really comes down to the riding style. If I just ride it like a baby, just doing nothing but bike path, crawling 15 miles an hour, I can get 80 miles, 90 miles out of it probably if I really go slow. Yeah, those are my first impressions here on the EX30 here. 800 miles in and change, and I'm in love. I love this wheel. I've been riding and riding and riding. As you can see, I haven't posted much content, basically because I've been riding the wheel all my free time. Every time I tell myself, oh, I'm going to film a video, I'm like, screw that. I'm going to go ride. So I guess that's the best thing I can say about it. This wheel makes me want to ride like no other wheel. I mean, I really, really just love riding it. No other wheel that I've ridden really calls to me to go out on the trails like this one does. And what else can I say about it, right? I mean, that's got to be the most glowing endorsement I can give, is a wheel that makes you want to ride. The tire, I actually like the knobby tire on this thing with the wider rim, especially now that I've broken it in a little bit. It handles the turns really well. It's got great grip. It's got a really nice sound to it, which I actually like. I didn't know if I was going to like the sound coming off of it because I like these machines being pretty silent. But I actually do like it because it's just a hum, but it's just enough of a hum where people hear me coming up from behind them. You know, if I'm riding slow on a bike path even, you can still hear it at 10 miles an hour, and it's just enough for people to kind of go, huh? And not jump in my way or do something stupid, you know what I mean? So I do like the tire on it. Like the pedals. I haven't done much seated riding on it yet. You guys know I'm not really a big seated rider. I'm charging at 10 amps. We can do another video on the charging. It still only charges to 132.6 volts. Something with the charge distribution board apparently affects all these batch ones and a couple other wheels. Which is fine. I mean, it all balances out nicely. All the batteries balance at a very nice 66.8 volts. All four of them. Every time. I've checked it 3 times now. Every time it balances right to the exact same voltage. So that's nice. I mean, technically it's going to increase the lifespan of the batteries. And what's 1.4 volts? It can't be that much in terms of range. The top couple of volts always go so fast anyway. The top and the bottom of your battery just disappear. What else? Nothing crazy. I mean, I all I can say is I really like it. I think this is the perfect wheel for me, for my form factor. If you're about, 190 pounds, 6 feet tall, this wheel is literally perfect for me. For how I ride, where I ride. It gives me the speed, the torque, the acceleration. I mean, it has the range if I need it. It's really, I mean, for me, most of my rides are 40 to 50 miles, I would say. That's kind of like, 30 to 50 miles is probably 90% of my riding. But when I do need to go further, I can slow down. I can get a lot of range out of this thing. We took it to Newport probably 2 weeks ago at this point. We went to Newport. We just had a random 85-degree day. Screw it. Let's go to Newport, boys. So we shot the gap. Did about 110 miles that day. Only charged once. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful day. That was a great trip. I got to get back out filming again. I know. I've been slacking. I've been dropping the ball here, but I've just been having fun with my new toy. We got to make videos about the Mega Moto. The Mega Moto is done. My e-bike project that I worked on all winter that I've hardly ridden at all. Because I got the EX30 and I can't stop riding it. I can't stop riding the EX30. All right, well, that's enough rambling on, I think, about the EX30 for now. I'll let you guys know when I'm going to get further into it. If I have any problems, obviously, we'll talk about it. Yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching, as always. Like, subscribe, do all those types of things. If you do want to support me, support the channel, the best way to do so is to use the Alien Rides link in the description and buy something from them. If you use my discount code, they throw me a couple bucks every time someone buys something, so that is a big help to buying new stuff to test for the channel. I'll share my 3D printed pads once they're finished online. So one of the things we'll do a whole video about the pads, because I did make structural brackets also on, so now I can mount anything physically I want onto the EX30 here nicely, you know what I mean? So it's not I don't have to worry about glue, you know, and nothing sticks to this thing, nothing. I tried hot glue, I tried flex glue, I tried tapes, it all just falls off. Nothing sticks. But, so I made nice metal brackets, and now I have nice big flat washers that I screw right on with some bolts right on to the pads that I designed. We'll do a whole video on it, I'll show you. And then I'll make the pads public and post a link to the brackets I used for anybody who wants to do the same thing, because I do like it. It allows you to customize your own designs, which is nice. So, all right, well, happy 420. See you.